Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Just texted the wife. Should have double-checked it.
What'd you write?
I meant to say we saved big with a discount double-check. Instead, I sent, last night I dreamt Dicka bathed me in a tub of hot dog water.
That's tough.
Dad autocorrect.
It'll get you.
Now it's your turn to double down with State Farm's Fantasy Football Double Down Challenge.
Welcome into another episode of The Rush. As always, I'm Danny Fry. We have an exciting show to bring you filled with SHG football highlights, soccer regional semifinal highlights, and swimming highlights. And that's just before the first commercial. Later, The Rush will have CS8 cross-country meet highlights and volleyball highlights to go along with the top three in weekly debate. So before it starts snowing again in Central Illinois, let's go ahead and start the program. The Glenwood Titans football team wanted to break a bad streak Friday night. That would be 17 straight losses at the hands of the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones. Both teams entered the matchup with a 6-1 record Friday night. Now on set as a guest anchor is Glenwood senior defensive back and wide receiver Cody Johnston. Cody, thanks for coming on.
No problem, Danny. Thanks for having me.
Now, what was the feeling like pre-game against SHG? What was really running through your guys' minds?
It was a big game. You know, we wanted to come out with a boom and let them know that we weren't just going to roll over.
And you guys definitely got off to that solid start in the game. How big was that in your guys' minds?
That was huge. We needed momentum early. We needed momentum the whole game. So we tried to come out and just run it down their throats and then dump a couple passes off and make it happen.
For that rivalry game, let's take a look at the highlights, the Titans and the Cyclones from Friday night. And you guys will get off to a solid start. There was a pink out in respect to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And right off the bat, 80-yard drive capped off by a 39-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Brown. 6-0 at that point. Extra point, no good though. And the defense, Cody, still needed to stop SHG's high-powered offense.
Yeah, we knew coming into the game how special they were, and we knew that we needed to come out and be very physical and try to stop what they had coming.
Well, we had Daniel Helm matched up one-on-one on Malik Turner early. That led to a 35-yard touchdown pass, and then later, over the middle, Malik Turner is just so tough. He's heading to the University of Illinois. There's a 69-yard bomb over the middle past Rocky Morris. Guys had a tough time with him 14-16 in the first quarter.
Yeah, the kid's a stud. I mean, coming into the game, we knew going to Division I, University of Illinois, you got to mark up with them pretty well and don't let them wreak havoc.
And Gabe Green there tried to pitch it over to Sam Sargent. He fumbles though, and then Austin Bell recovers. That leads to a 3rd down and 5-yard pass to Daniel Helm, and then this 2-point conversion good of a pass to Josh Calley. We're tied up at 14 in the second quarter, Cody, at that point. And what are you guys thinking at that point? You're trying to keep up with them, and eventually with this 13-yard touchdown pass to Rocky Moore. Talk about how Rocky's been this season. He never really gave up on that play.
No, Rocky's a workhorse. As Coach Land said, he's always working hard at practice, good role model in practice, not dropping a lot of passes, working really hard and trying to get the team going.
SHG answered right back, though, about 56 seconds later with a 59-yard touchdown pass to Nate Lois, the last year's U.S. Army Athlete of the Year. He had a path to the end zone there, but you guys, Coach Rourke had a little trick up his sleeve there, a little trickeration with the halfback pass from Daniel Helm to Rocky Morse. Was that in your guys' playbook? You practiced that?
We practiced that all week, actually, every day and probably 3 times a day. So we knew it was going to be big coming into the game. We just had to pick what play to use it and where to use it.
Pretty good arm. It led to a 1-yard touchdown run by Tyler DeRozier, and the Titans led 28-21 at the half. What was that halftime talk of you guys beating SHG at half?
Coach just came out and he wanted us to keep the gas pedal down and keep us rolling and keep staying physical and all that.
Especially when there's Malik Turner again deep bomb down the left sideline, caught by Green for 47 yards right there. And again, he comes down.
Well, he's a stud.
And that's basically what it comes down to. Then 18-yard touchdown pass over the middle to Ryan Elberts. Game's tied up at 28. And what happened here, Cody, looks like a botch snap from Benitez to DeRozier.
It was just miscommunication. We get our calls, Matt makes our calls, and the running back's supposed to read off his calls, and it was just miscommunication. It happens.
Fumble recovered at the Titans 16-yard line. That led to a 9-yard touchdown run by James O'Beatty. Extra point blocked, though, so 34-28 SHG at that point. The Cyclones seem to go, sort of in that 2-touchdown swing. But talk about the athleticism. Daniel Helm, saw it last year against SHG. Again comes down one-on-one there with a catch.
And that shows you right there why he's going to the University of Tennessee.
And one of the top-rated tight ends, according to Rivals.com. At that point, Glenwood led 35-34 on this onside kick. Cody, you're on special teams running in there. What happened?
We worked on this all week also, and you got to let the ball go 10 yards, and that's not on Rocky. I mean, of course we got to know where 10 yards is.
It looked like it possibly could have went out of bounds before that, too.
Yeah, who knows if that would have went 10 yards.
And that led to a 48-yard drive capped off by a 4-yard touchdown by Anthony Danello, and then give the ball right back up. Tyler Brown hit immediately. He fumbles the ball, recovered by Nate Lois. And then the next play for the Cyclones, late here in the third quarter, 32-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Londergan. And Green put up ridiculous numbers, 15 for 22, 358 yards, 6 touchdowns. As the Cyclones put it on in the fourth quarter, they beat the Titans 67-35.
Good team, man. I mean, it's Sacred Heart Griffin, man. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the state, and most likely we're going to end up playing them again. If we want to get to a state title, they're going to be the ones to beat in those playoffs.
I think it was a fumble after we were up by one, and then we got a fumble recovery, and everything just started to turn. Just with no huddle, we just kept keeping them back on their heels and just putting the ball in the end zone.
I mean, when you give a great team like that the ball, they're gonna take advantage of it. It's just the way things go, man.
So, Cody, what was one of the keys of the game? You think some of those turnovers adding up? Malik Turner talked about it there in the post-game interview there in the second half. It seemed like every time we had a chance to get the momentum and get back into the game, there was a fumble.
It's a lot of pressure in that game. There's a lot of people there, and that doesn't make up for it. But we're a tough team, and we have a lot of adversity, and we're going to be able to battle back from that.
Now, and it seems like there's something like on the onside kick call there. A move like that has to be made by Coach Rourke to beat a top team in the state like SHG.
Yeah, I mean, we practiced that all week, like I said, and it's a tough call to make for Coach, and I think he called it at the right time. Right. We just need to execute and get that going next week. Some
things just weren't executed. They sort of went, on each other to sort of add up in the game. But what are you guys working on in practice this week, moving on from SHG? May have to meet them later on in the playoffs like the past couple seasons, and especially, on staying in the game situations. Yeah,
I mean, Springfield High, they run a lot. They have 2 studs that can run the ball, and we're focused on breaking the run down and being able to stop the run and making them not one-dimensional, make them pass the ball and make our DBs come up and make some plays and wreak havoc in the secondary.
Springfield High, they're 3-5. This was a down year. They thought they'd be one of the contenders up with Glenwood and SHG and Jacksonville and Rochester, of course, in the CSA conference. They're 3-5, though. They've struggled a little bit. How are you guys planning to move on in the senior night? You guys had a tough game with them last year.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was very cold. It was pretty wet out there. And, their quarterback's a great player, and they got a running back who can run the ball, and we just got to step up and key on them and make big plays.
And Brennan Wilkie, the senior leader, the quarterback for the Springfield High Senators. Cody, thanks for coming on, bringing some insight into the SHG game and what happened there.
Thanks, Dan.
And good luck for the rest of the season. The Titans look to get back on the winning track for senior night against Springfield High. Tonight, festivities begin at 6:15 with kickoff against the Senators at 7 o'clock. After falling to 2-1 against Springfield High last week, the Glenwood soccer team took second place in the CS8. Now focusing on the postseason Tuesday night, the Titans hosted 4th-seeded Taylorville in a semifinal matchup of the Class 2A Glenwood Regional. Let's take a look at the highlights right now. The Titans and the Tornadoes. The Titans won 8-0 when the two met earlier in the season. And Blake Danahold, early goal, puts the Titans up 2-0. And here Brocktober on the breakaway, but he misses to the left. Taylorville beat Bethalto in a play-in game to even play Glenwood, and there, using his left foot, Vince Raby with a solid goal for the Titans. That put Glenwood up 3-0. Danahold again, very casually, taps it past the Taylorville goalkeeper to put Glenwood up 4-0. Here's Tober on another breakaway. Breakaway was the key of the game. Titans able to break past the Taylorville defense, sizes up the goalie, rifles in a goal for the Titans. Tober, and hey, why don't you do it again? There's another goal for the Titans, putting them up 6-0. They led 6-0 in the first 10 minutes against Taylorville, and the Titans led 9-0 at half. Vince Raby there with a try, but Taylorville goalkeeper falls on it. Titans win 10-1. Tober with 2 goals. Blake Danahold also with 2 goals. The Class 2A Regional Soccer Championship game is again here at Glenwood on Saturday at 3 o'clock against Jacksonville. Now joining me on set is Rush reporter Hannah Duncan. How did the Glenwood girls swimming and diving team look over the weekend?
Well, the Lady Titans were in action Saturday morning at Eisenhower Pool against SHG and O'Fallon. Let's jump into the highlights. Starting off with the 200 medley relay, Glenwood Team A in lane 2 would have a time of 2:08.55. Ashley Weber starting it off with the backstroke there. Kat Von Lemden would pick it up with the butterfly. And also in this event, junior Zoe Kelm would return for the meet with Team B for the first time this season after having a shoulder injury. And Sarah Sykes, you'll see, will finish it there for 3rd place. In the 200 IM, Sarah Helm in lane 2 would get a time of 2:16.65, and she'd get 1st place for that event. Next, in the 500 freestyle, Brooke Bauer up in the top of your screen at lane 5, she'd get a time of 6:10.28 and 3rd place. Also in this same event and same heat, down in lane 2, you'll see Ellen Kostick. She'll get a time of 5:46.58, and she'll get 1st place again. She's just been very consistent with her effort in her swimming. Also, in the 200 free relay, in lane 2, Glenwood would get a time of 1:48. Sarah Helm leads it off there. Kat Von Lemden picks it up. Tia Van Fleet will also swim after her, not shown there, but once again, Glenwood keeps pulling ahead. Ellen Kostick finishes it up there to get 1st place again with this event. And moving on to diving, Zoe Province will get 2nd place with a total score of 111.80. You'll see a back dive there, and the final dive, she'll get all 4s on that. Glenwood overall will struggle with the meet though. They'll get 3rd place with a score of 97. O'Fallon will win 117, and SHG with 110. The next time the girls swim team is in action is Saturday, November 2nd at 9 o'clock at Eisenhower Pool in Springfield for the CS8 meet.
Thank you, Hannah. Moving over from the swimming pool to the tennis courts. The girls' tennis sectionals were over the weekend in Springfield. Let's see how the girls fared as a team. Take a look at the sectional results. SHG took the Springfield sectional with a score of 33. Glenwood in 2nd with a score of 20. Rachel Oden finished 2nd in singles for Glenwood, while Peyton Cole and Natalie Oden finished 2nd in doubles for the Lady Titans. Now it's time for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with CS8 cross country highlights and volleyball highlights against Taylorville. Stay right there. Tried to get me on the script there. Fat Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top walleye and pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, Fat Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Aaron, you're all set.
Great, thanks.
Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that?
The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies to make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot. Get out of here.
Get to a better state, State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya. Wow, your dad's really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
To the rush, both boys and girls cross-country teams went to the hilly course of Lincoln Park on the north end of Springfield for the Central State A Conference meet. Here's a guest analyst is Glenwood head cross-country coach Mike Garber. Coach, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, what was the team's preparation leading up to the conference meet?
It's the last point that all of the team will be together. Most of the time, we have to worry about tapering near the end of the season. You don't want to go into conference, regional, sectional, state, still doing a lot of heavy leg work. You got to start tapering off. So the whole idea leading into it was, let's get these legs fresh, let's back off a little bit, and get everybody ready to race for either their last race of the season on Saturday or get ready to go to championship season.
You get all the heavy miles put in preseason and at the beginning of the season, and now you go into more like sprint workouts. Correct. And how is the team comfortable running at a place like Lincoln Park? They run there at least a couple times a year.
Yeah, we actually don't have a home course, and in Chatham at least. We used to, but it gets to the point where we've seen that place so many times. We know the hills, we know the course so well that it's almost like a second nature. You go there, you know when you're bending, and most of these guys and girls could run it with their eyes closed. So preparing for that is pretty standard.
Let's jump in to the highlights right now and see how the Titans cross-country teams fared at Lincoln Park. Footage courtesy of channel1450.com. Now, girl by the last name of Bartolozzi there for Rochester, she paced, but the Demi Dixon for the Titans, the freshman, able to stay behind her.
Yeah, she looked great on Saturday. It just shows the kind of depth she's got coming in. I mean, that finish, she was strong.
She finished with a time of 18:58. Bartolozzi won the race with a time of 18:50. Kirsten Knight and Cassidy Garner not far behind.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit to keep up with her. She's so good, but they are doing exactly what we practice, and that's team run.
Moving on to the boys race, what were you expecting from the guys? More of a pack type running. There's Landon Skelly and Grant Kaiser early on, and Tyler Jones and John Durr and etc. behind them.
Yeah, we're trying to focus on Springfield. They're a real tough team, and that Tyler Rowan's the guy who won the race. He
won
runs
it right here.
Yeah, in real nice fashion. But Landon Skelly was going in there trying to challenge him as a sophomore. It's nice to have that kind of long-term look at a guy like that. Kaiser didn't have the best race, but we're not worried about this race. We're worried about state. Fantastic result from those guys.
Still ended up with a top 10 finish though, there with a time of 16:04. Girls results, Titans finishing second in the conference to Rochester at a score of 46. And the boys CS8 results, Titans finishing second with a score of 55 as well, and Springfield High winning the meet with a score of 31. Can you explain that scoring system?
Yeah.
Because it's low score is different.
Yeah, it's like golf. The less you have, the better. So first place gets 1 point, second place gets 2 points, and on down. And so as you're going, it's kind of mental math. As you watch people running, you're trying to pick out, okay, where's this person in conjunction to this person? You want to make sure that you know going in. I usually try to get close, and I'm usually 2 to 3 points off. Parents come up and ask me, what do we do? How do we do? And I'm saying, 5 or 6 points here, 8 or 9 points there. And it's a fun meet. If anybody has a chance to come out and watch Jacksonville this weekend, we've got a real good chance at winning that. We don't see Rochester. Rochester's 1A. From here on out, it's Springfield, Sacred Heart Griffin, Taylorville, people like that, 2A people, but we won't see Rochester again. So the girls' side, we're expecting to win all the way through. Guys' side, Springfield's tough. They're going to be top 10, possibly top 5 at state, and we're going to challenge them the whole way. We're going to give them something to think about every race.
Heading to Jacksonville, what's that course like for you guys? Anything working in practice, especially on the guys' side, catch up with a team like Springfield High?
It's flat. It's a flat course. In comparison to a place like Lincoln Park, it's pancake. So when they run, the only kind of up and down they're going to have to do is going from regular grass level down to the street and then back up. I mean, coming down and off. It's real flat. So going out there, we've seen that before too. We've seen it every year coming up. Regionals is out there every year. So we're going to go out, we're going to compete, hopefully bring home a girls' first place, a bunch of medals, and guys challenging Springfield for that title.
Coach, thanks for coming on, showing cross country a little bit
a little love
here on the Rush. That's right.
Nice.
Coach, thanks for coming on. Good luck for regionals. Cross country regionals are Saturday starting at 9 o'clock in Jacksonville for the running Titans. After knocking off Champaign Central last Thursday, the Glenwood volleyball team looked to carry that momentum into Tuesday night's CS8 match with Taylorville. Let's take a look at the highlights. Right now, the Titans and the Tornadoes. Some volleyball action. Again, it is a pink out. The Titans wearing pink shirts, Taylorville wearing white shirts. as well. There's a block there for Tosi Adeni. She's heading to UConn. Early Titan point. Allison Long to serve for the Titans. They get off to a fantastic start and heading back with both hands by Taylorville, but eventually Cassidy Sheedy taps it over for the Glenwood point. The Titans won the first set 25-16. Moving on to the second game, Taylorville with the serve. Glenwood can't handle it, so the Lady Tornadoes end up with the point. And here with a serve for the Titans, and eventually it's going to be blocked there from Cassie Sheedy, but goes out for a Taylorville point. And here the Titans, they're able to keep with it here as Taylorville really able to battle in the second game. They were able to pull ahead here. There's a nasty block by the Tornadoes, and they end up with the point. They end up with the second game 25-22, so we have some extra volleyball action. The third game, over the back save by the Tornadoes, but Hannah Phillips, little too much there though. And that ends up with a Taylorville point. Taylorville serve now, and Tosi Adeni taps it over, and Taylorville knocks it back into the net. That was an issue for Taylorville in this match. Those mistakes were sometimes they just couldn't get it over the net. And here, diving save leads to a Lady Tornado point right in front of Katie Hudson of the Titans. Titans take the third set though, 25-13. Hannah Phillips 5 kills, Tosi Adeni with 3 aces. The Lady Titans are in a stacked 3A regional at Lanphier. Glenwood is the 5th seed and take on Quincy Notre Dame in a play-in game Monday night at 6 o'clock at Lanphier. The winner of that match would play Springfield High on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Now it's time for our last commercial break of the day. We'll be right back with the top 3 in weekly debate with Krista Lander and Jeremy Rowell of News Channel 20. Stay tuned. Fat Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, Fat Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Aaron, you're all set?
Great, thanks.
Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that?
The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies to make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot. Get out of here.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dad's really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
Welcome back to the Rush. I'm Eric Burklow here with the top 3 plays of Glenwood sports this week. Let's start with the countdown. Play number 3 takes us to the CSA cross country meet at Lincoln Park on Saturday. Both the girls and boys team placed second in the conference. Demi Dixon and Landon Skelly both took second. Play number 2 is from the SHG football game as Friday night as Matt Benines tosses it to Daniel Helm, who comes down at the catch, and Glenwood touchdown late in the third quarter. Now the top player of Glenwood sports this week is Daniel Helm again, showing off his arm on a halfback pass to Rocky Moore. That's it for the top three. Now let's send it back to Danny for the weekly debate.
Thanks, Eric. Very good job. Back here on set with Krista Lander, sports director at News Channel 20, and Jeremy Rao, we can anchor.
What's going on?
Times as well.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
I do recall last time you were on here, I think it was Manti Te'o was in the news, and we had a fun time talking about it. Did you have almost a catfish incident last time, Jeremy? I think we discussed about a little bit.
I've had a couple in my life.
A couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, once
I think his wife is fake. I've never met her.
Let's not go back to that. That whole discussion just felt fake to me. It felt like a dream. So
I think all in the
I'm just kidding.
conspiracy
I have met
theory.
his wife.
Exactly.
She's very lovely. Actually.
Let's start with the debate, starting with my Bears with Jay Cutler's injury. He'll be out, 4 weeks, and then he'll be with a groin injury, and then week to week from there. And does that affect Cutler's future at all in Chicago? And how will the Bears carry out the season? We'll start with you, Krista.
I don't think it affects his future. I mean, I think it'd be different if he had like a Peyton Manning-like injury where it was his neck or something that really is going to play into play. But a groin injury, 4 weeks. They have a bye this week that comes into play with them. I don't think it's going to affect his future.
Jeremy, we'll go down to you.
Well, if it's 4 to 6 weeks, something you got to think about is who they're going to play. It sets up pretty favorable for them, I think. You know, when they look at not having Jay, Krista mentioned they have the bye.
Yeah, and then the Packers on Monday night.
They're likely going to lose at Green Bay, but you have in the mix the next
that's expected.
The next 4 to 6 weeks, though, you know, you're going to play the Lions at home. That's beneficial. You have the Ravens at home. And the 2 road games, if Jay's still out, is at St. Louis and at Minnesota. Both winnable games without Jay. I think it's going to be okay for them.
And the Bears going with a former high school gym teacher and coach Josh McCown at the helm for quarterback. He looked pretty good against not a very good Redskins D, though.
Yeah, as Browns fans, I think we can both speak. We've had a McCown. We've had a McCown, and they don't usually pan out well. Not as soon as like that.
Well, I think we might have had. Did you guys have Luke McCown?
We had Luke McCown.
I try not to think about our past quarterbacks. Long list.
Same
20 of them. I can't name them.
Same thing with the Bears. You can go back to Tom Zach and Kramer. Let's just move on from that. Another thing in that game, Brandon Merriweather, known as Dirty Player, is actually a former Bear there, and he ended up getting appealed his suspension only down to 1 game. NFL a little light on that, or what do you think, Krista?
Well, I do think that it is maybe a little light looking at his past history this season. You know, against the Packers already head-to-head with a helmet-to-helmet call with Eddie Lacy. A couple of questionable things with him. He's kind of like the Ndamukong Suh, if you might say, with the Redskins, but almost a little dirtier. I think maybe that 2-game suspension should have stuck. He's a dirty player, and I think that's what you have to look at past, not just what happened in 1 game, and he tends to go for bad hits.
Some people think it should even be more to 5 or 6 games.
Well, and Brandon Marshall had said, you know, those quotes okay, let's kick him out of the league.
Which,
you know, I think Roger Goodell would laugh at that a little bit.
He already has, you know, some mental issues. He doesn't need to get hit in the head
anymore. Yeah, exactly.
That is true. Yes, he does.
So, yeah.
Let's move over to the NCAA. Recently, there was an incident, of course, with Miami, and they actually backed off. Only took away, I believe, 9 scholarships, and didn't really lay down the hammer as they have on previous cases. Has the NCAA kind of weakened their hard-nosed reputation? We'll start with you, Kristen.
If you look way back to the SMU incident, I mean, they didn't have football for a whole year. They take that away, and then you look now as time has progressed, they have gotten a little bit easier, but I do think they have gotten harsher on some other things. We were talking on the way over about Penn State. I do not condone what Jerry Sandusky did. I think he should rot in prison for a long time.
That was almost a knee-jerk reaction.
Right, but they're punishing the football team.
Exactly, for something there. Jeremy?
Yeah, one thing for me is that it was very light. I know Miami tried to kind of lessen the blow by kind of self-imposing their own bowl bans the last couple of years. They haven't played a bowl since the 2010 season. But it is pretty light. 9 scholarships taken away for 3 years is very, very light.
Yeah, we'll go into just one last question here. I'm going to phrase it really quick here. How are you? Would you guys take on Meta World Peace in a one-on-one fight, yes or no? Because Tyler Hansborough was kind of jabbing some elbows with him and backed off.
Yes, I would.
I would take on Meta World Peace. I would not take on Ron Artest.
There you go.
It's ironic, you know, that it's, you know, Meta World Peace. It looks back out, whoa.
Yeah,
well, that's it, guys. Thanks for coming on. Another fun debate. That's it for this week's episode of The Rush. Be sure to make it to the senior night football game against Springfield High. And, of course, at 7 o'clock, that's when that one kicks off. And the soccer regional against Jacksonville tomorrow at 3. Until then, we go.